Yo, what is going on, guys? Godrekton here, bring you another VOD review. In this game, we are playing against the Aatrox matchup. In this matchup, I kind of find it a little bit difficult, and I have been like struggling recently, but this was a pretty good game where I played Bruiser Renekton. I mean, you'll see the build later on. I don't want to really say too much right now because I'm going to explain through all that, but this game was more of it wasn't really a stomp. This game, I had to really come back and try to find ways to find myself to be useful for my team. And I think it was a really good game to, VOD review. So, let's get into the review. So, the Aatrox lane. What makes this matchup difficult? So, I think apart from it being my own inexperience with the lane as of recently, I think it's the fact that his cooldowns are a lot lower. And when you're playing Bruiser Renekton, for instance, you don't really have the damage to push him out and keep him at bay. Like, if you try and do combos, he's often not going to be scared because he will try and retaliate by engaging into you with his E and Q. So a lot of the time, we have to be really cautious on how we position and combo. But as I'm going to explain for the video, you will see what I mean. So, whoops. Okay, I just pressed the wrong button. So, let's start with runes. What did I take in this lane? I went Conqueror, Overgrowth, Bone Plating, and Alacrity. These are like the main runes that I really think we should focus on. So, I took Conqueror in this lane because looking at our team comp, it's pretty weak. Like, we really have to try and play team fights perfect. That is basically what our comp is about. Like, the Varus ult, him trying to poke from a distance. Pike, ulting, like, trying to pick off any low HP targets. Having a Seraphine ult helps with team fights, try and position things. Me going in with my ult and frontlining, and then Kha'Zix picking people off, and maybe using his evolved W to keep people at bay. Like, we don't really have the strongest team fight, but we do have like ways to win it. And for the most part, they have a really strong scaling team with a Kog'Maw, Vladimir, Aatrox, like Viego. Like, they have a really strong like skirmish team fight if they play it well. So as for my runes to Conqueror, I just think it really helps out if you're playing Bruiser Renekton. I think it's a lot better than press the attack, personally, because, you want to be in the fights, and you're most likely going to, be stacking that Conqueror, making use of it compared to press the attack. Now, that's not to say you can't take press the attack. I think it's better into range matchups, or matchups where they're a lot squishier and you could snowball. But at that rate, I'd rather go full AD from taking press the attack. I took Bone Plating here too, so I can, like, have a bit more, like, defense in Aatrox all-ins. Aatrox does a lot of damage, so that Bone Plating does help me out a lot from taking less damage. Overgrowth, as I've explained in previous videos, I think Overgrowth is really great just due to the fact that I'm getting that health I lost from the ult nerf like so many patches ago now. And I think it's just really nice to have, because by the 25-minute mark, I'm meeting at like 200 health from the rune. I think at least, or 30 minutes, so I'm pretty much gaining the health back that I'm missing from my ult. I took Alacrity too because they don't really have any stuns on their team. The only stun they have is Viego W, and taking the rune only for that is a little bit worthless in my opinion. So I think taking that Alacrity is a lot better for all-ins. I can also attack faster, build more Fury, have faster animation cancelling, DPS, like, it just makes sense to really utilize in these type of games where they lack CC. So level 1, I give Kha'Zix a leash. From this position too, we already see that, bot lane's in lane, so, we straight away know that they're junglers at red. So knowing that, I can walk to lane. I don't have to, like, guess that, Viego's, going to be here and then walk to my lane. Most often, Viego's going to do, like, a full clear, then, like, go to his blue. Or you could do, like, red invade, but because we started the blue buff, and me walking up, like, right now with Fury already built, he's going to know that Kha'Zix started blue. So he's going to path down to bot side and look for a gank. Or try and, like, do a fight a crab, gank mid, bot, whatever it might be. But yeah, we both meet in the lane at the same time. I take Q level 1 here. I'm just looking to last hit the minions with my Q. Try and dodge his Qs. Very important. Like, you want to click a lot in this matchup. As I preach a lot in my videos, you want to click in and out really quickly. So keep right clicking in and out. Try and bait his Q movements. Then walk back in. You can, like, last it. I took D-Shield too because Aatrox does have a lot of poke, and when you are playing Conqueror Renekton, D-Shield's just too good not to have, because you're already getting the AD back that you're losing not taking a longsword in D-Shield. And the sustain itself is just making me meet even with Aatrox, because he has a lot of sustain in this kit. And I kind of go even with that with my Q heal and my D-Shield. And just to let you guys know too, this is patch 11.12. So Renekton did just get nerfed with his Q heal on minions. If you want my opinion on it real quick, I don't think the nerfs really mean anything. I think the nerfs are pretty irrelevant. Because in these matchups where you want to sustain, you want to like land your Q on the enemy champions. And that's what's really healing you. Q on minions isn't really like that big of a deal, in my opinion. Like, sure, you miss like some health. I don't know the maths like behind it, or like how much health you're missing out now, but it is a little bit big on the minions, but I don't really feel it too much when I'm taking D-Shield and Second Wind. Like, I played against Jace today, Malphite, you know, Aatrox. Like, I won all my games too, and I didn't really feel myself getting poked out at all. Like, I felt like pretty healthy, and yeah, I don't think the nerfs are too big, if you ask me. So right now, we're trying to just get that level 2. Taking level 2 means... I mean, getting level 2 before him means we could do, like, an EQ trade, like, really quickly. So I just tabbed out because I got notification. Want to try and walk up and land my Qs on him. I do miss then. I wasn't hitting minions fast enough here. Like, you want to hit level 2 before him. Like, dodge his Qs, but also make sure, like, you're hitting all the minions fast enough. Like, I don't have to be this scared, because even if I do take the Q hits, getting that level 2 means I have full prio. I can, like, chunk him out with Conqueror, get him below half health, and then I have, like, full prio. And then my jungler can do whatever he wants, and, like, I kind of put Aatrox under pressure. Like, Aatrox is really abusable in the first few levels, as long as you're playing it correctly, by dodging his Qs. Yeah, right now, Aatrox took his E. We saw Viego was topside, so as I said before, Viego wants to do like a full clear, so red, Krugs, Raptors, and then go bot side. So, in my mind, he's going to go bot now, so I can kind of do whatever I want, but even sometimes, the Viego might just come top and cheese. Like, it would be really stupid of him to do that, but I have to keep it in my mind, but I'm pretty sure, like, in this elo, it would never really happen, but it is a bad habit that I develop in my mind. Like, I can go aggressive here. I don't need to, like, be worried about Viego. I can just go aggressive because, you know, Viego's guaranteed to go bot. And if he's not going bot, he's inting. And Kha'Zix is, like, out-farming him. So, yeah. I should be looking to go more aggressive here. Get the minion. I dash in. So, a lot of the time when Aatrox Qs... Let's go back a little bit so I can explain it. Just looking for his Q now. Didn't even pause it. So if I'm close to his range like this, they're never going to E. Like, a good Aatrox player will not E. But if I walk out of range and then I click into him, he's often going to Q then E. So he's got to guarantee the Q hit on me. And to counter this, I want to dash in like this. So me dashing in avoids the empowered Q damage. I land on top of him and the minion wave. I can Q, auto attack, and then we just win the trade like that. And now we can't really Q, and we just kind of win. Give empowered Q off there. Aatrox is below half health now. I should have full control of the lane. So I should really be imposing more my will here by walking into him and bullying him. As you see there, he's trying to like Q then E. It's a bit hard to see with, like, no indicators on Aatrox in the spectator mode. But a lot of the time when they get the second Q, they, like, QE in and maybe land auto W, then auto third Q. So by then you want to try and, like, dash out of his, like, W. But I'll try and explain more of that sequence when he pulls it off. Just gonna drink some water real quick. So now I try and get out the E, or W I mean, sorry, with my E. Come out, also W. Actually, I'll do W instead there. Also an E out. Really good trade. So how do you want to play this lane now? We have the wave crashing in. I'm building a slow push. This can give me a dive. The only problem with diving Aatrox is that he has flash. He has pretty decent Q healing. Combined with his E, like obviously the passive which gives him the healing. The Omnivamp. And with Conqueror, it does make it a bit more difficult to go for a dive without my jungler. So at most, I'm just trying to like get his health down. EQ in there. Land my W. He's now 350 health. I can look for the dive, but I really need to play it well. He does mess up his E here, and this would be a prime like dive here if I had like no cooldowns. Elaine hit me, so the minions will aggro him. You see right now? Here's a trick, by the way, guys. When you're pushing in a wave like this, before you dive someone, let them auto-attack you. So they'll auto-attack. He has 372 health at the moment. He now has 320 health on a slow push. So I slow push the wave, I let him hit me, and now all my caster creeps attack him, and he loses like 50 health from that alone. Had I have had all my abilities up, this would be an easy dive. Unfortunately, I missed my Q here and wasted my Fury. I really shouldn't have like empowered Q'd here because that lets him off the hook here. So that means he can... I have no Fury, he can like stay in lane longer, build some momentum back up. And yeah, it was a misplay by my part. I should have recognized the situation and I should have stopped pushing in. I should have reset, let the minions die, keep my Fury up, slow push it in, then look for a dive. That's what I should have done there. But in this sequence, again, I'm Eing into his Q to avoid damage. I also avoid the knock-up. I E in for 50 Fury. Don't get my empowered W off. If I did E more into like a diagonal way in towards his tower, I would take some tower damage, and it would not really be preferable for me to be doing that. So yeah. So right now, I'm just deciding, like, what do I want to do. The minions die, Aatrox is probably going to look for a back, or he might stay around. He actually stays to, like, try and get the push in, so I'm going to stay too. He doesn't really beat me, as long as I play it well. All I need to, like, look for is the Viego gank. Gotta be really careful with that. If I warded this, I could empowered E into him over here, then, like, prolong a trade against him. But I don't know where Viego is, so I immediately, like, dash out. I probably should have empowered W instead, then auto E towards my direction. So that was like really... There was a lot to be desired there. Like I could have done way more in that trade, and I could have threatened another dive on him with Kha'Zix, like being topside. Like this would have been perfect. If I got the empowered W off, then auto E towards my side, Aatrox would be like really low. The waves crashing in, Kha'Zix would come up. Like it'd be a perfect dive for me. Like, look right now, too. Because, like, I didn't combo properly, he's, like, more confident to stay in the minion wave. Kha'Zix comes up looking for the dive. And we can't really push in now because Aatrox just wave clears because we took too long. Or I took too long, rather. And from all that time wasted, he, like, sustains back up with his E and Q healing. And we just, like, look for a recall now. Let me turn the game sound a bit down. So already, I did kind of misplay the lane. This lane was pretty diveable on 2 occasions. And it really prevented me from snowballing. It was a pretty big mistake by my part. Really big mistake. Now, this is where I really mess up my, like, gameplay. I really horribly, like, into this part of the game. And you're about to find out why. So, the way it bounces back to me, giant wave is built up. Aatrox stayed in lane a bit longer too, so he's naturally gonna be, like, more XP than me. If we, like, fast forward a little bit. So, right now, his minion wave is built up, so that means he's staying in lane longer, but he had to TP in because I could force a freeze here if he doesn't. And he'd really be a disadvantage because I can use this freeze to build even more of a CS gap. Kha'Zix could gank my lane too. Like, he has to blow the TP to, like, push the freeze. But on another note to this too, he has XP advantage. That's what we need to look out for. I do not. Because he's staying in lane longer to get that XP. But I think before we should go into this, I do buy Iron Spike Whip. I'm going for that Godrekton rush because I do want to play more towards my team as I am like our only tank this game. So I want to front line and be a bruiser. So I do got that Iron Spike Whip so I can have more damage in my combo. And with Conqueror, it's really nice too. It's a really nice item to have. So in this moment, he hit level 6. And at the time, I didn't really notice it. I thought he was level 5 for some reason. So with that, I see Kha'Zix walking up. And my instinct is like, okay, I need to go into the minion wave and force a fight. So with this in mind, I didn't realize that he was level 6 for some reason. All I needed to do here was Q the minion wave, kill this minion. I also wasted W because I wasn't focused on getting level 6. So because I waste W, I really troll this. I even right click on the minion, which was really stupid of me. So I do that. I'm not hitting the minions. Then I realize, oh, he's level 6 and I'm not level 6 yet. So I tried to get level 6, but obviously by that point, it's like way too late. And I really troll this. In the spur of the moment too, if you guys were watching the stream when this happened, I got a little bit mad, but not the Kha'Zix. Actually, wait, one moment, guys. Let me turn my volume down. I'll see that spiking when I'm talking. So in the spur of the moment, I'm like, bro, what did I say now? I said, bro, he's 6 or something. And that was a really stupid thing for me to say because I tilt Kha'Zix by saying that. And he was in the right here. I wasn't. I misplayed it. That's how it is here. I misplayed it really hard. And it ended up like backfiring on me. And that gave like Aatrox a lot of momentum in the lane. And things like this where you're not thinking clearly is what can like create tilt and create these delusional narratives. So in this moment, I actually blame Kha'Zix here. I blamed him for ganking my lane on a built minion wave. But the thing is, I cooperated with the play. And when you cooperate with the play, you're taking responsibility for it. If you don't want to gank, you call it off. You ping back by saying, no, I don't want to gank, I want to farm the minion wave. That's all you do. But because you're cooperating and then creating this toxic narrative that it's his fault because he started it and you went on board with it, it doesn't work like that. Like, you're accountable for this. We just saw why it was my fault. This could have worked, but I made it not work by playing the way I did. And I think the people that often die to things like this, they should really look at themselves and like establish why I went wrong. Like, imagine, I got mad here at the Kha'Zix when it's actually my fault. And like 2 minutes later of this play happening, I reflect on it in the game and I'm like, you know, that was my fault. I didn't realize that he was level 6. This is my fault here. This is not Kha'Zix's fault, it is my fault. So that's all that needs to be said here. So I make a really stupid play and it really backfires on me. Just because I didn't notice that he was level 6. And from that death alone, he gets to push the wave in. I have to TP back. And I start my ult up. Well, I'm about to get ult now. So he has no E, no W now. I Tiamat, I mean, I can't say the fucking item name because I never buy it. Iron Spike Whip, Q, get level 6. Auto, E again, get 50 Fury, WR, auto. Now I'm running him down. He flashes away. And that's fine. I build a little bit of an advantage from this. I have the CS advantage here already. He has no TP. I get one playing from it. And it actually gets me back in the game. So we're pretty safe right now. We do the right play here, but again, the play before that really messed me up badly. So I pushed the second minion wave in, the cannon wave. This gives me time to back. It's going to take him a lot of time to push in because the cannon waves are naturally tankier with the cannon in them, so it takes more time to push out. In the moment, I think I buy... What do I back for now? I back for tabby components. So, in this moment, I am weak. I need to play to not die now. My team is already struggling a little bit, so it's kind of my job just to like build the tanky items necessary, because in skirmishes early on, these items can make a difference for me and my team. So I'm just building towards Tabby so I can survive. Have more moon speed to match with Aatrox, because if I lack moon speed, I'm getting like punished really hard for it. I don't really want to get punished and like kited, so it's really important for me just to like get those boots. And because of our back timing, like we come back to the lane in time, we miss like one creep, and it's a pretty good decision by me. Like if I stayed in lane, like what would I do here? There's nothing I can do. Aatrox would have a slight advantage in items. So it's in my best interest just to get the recall, come back to lane, take the minion wave, and now we come back. We got to push this wave into. Aatrox back too. So right now, I'm going to do a cheater recall, quickly push out the wave, and look to reset again. Getting these tabbies is very important here. So now I have more moon speed, I have armor, I reduce auto attacks, and against their team, they are very auto attack based with their Aatrox. Well, not so much Aatrox, but it helps against his passive and in the moments where he doesn't have his abilities. It's good against Viego, of course. Kog'Maw. Tabbies is like the buy here. Like if I'm not buying Tabbies, I'm trolling. One thing that could be bad here, like with my back, is that Kha'Zix could get spotted out. Like imagine like there was a ward here. Aatrox comes in, he runs to here because I'm not protecting the lane, so that gives time for Aatrox to come down. Vladimir comes up, catches Kha'Zix, maybe he dies, and then yeah. But in this moment, we're able to get the Herald, so it's all fine. At the moment, while I'm like here, I'm just looking at the map, like what's going on. Like at the moment, our team is like relatively behind. Like Viego's getting ganks off. Kha'Zix is not really able to do anything at the moment. Seraphine, I think she died solo to Vladimir. Bot lane's like doing these weird trades, which is a consistent trend throughout the game. And Kog'Maw's just getting kills. So at the moment, it's looking like a loser's queue game. But we do manage to pull it back out, as you'll see in the game. Now, because I do have a bit of an item advantage, and my CS is like pretty good, I am able to like actually trade with him here. So I do like go in, do like a quick fast combo. I don't really want to blow my W because he can like Q while in my W, so then I'll take damage. That'll leave me in a very abusable position, and he'll come out going like even with me, or better yet, he might even like come out just being the stronger champion, or like player, I mean, with health and stuff. So I do a quick trade, get his bone plating, push out the wave now. Like all I'm playing for is not to die. I'm just trying to get the CS lead, looking for any players on the map. Shove the wave in, take the ward while I have some downtime, walk back out. Aatrox walks into him here. Like I could go in and look for a fight, but the thing is, he has ult, and I think I was a little bit insecure at the time. Like, I didn't really want to fight him for that reason, because if he does ult, he'll end up winning. Like, I have to be ahead to really beat him in his ult. Ult for ult. Or I need, like, more fury and playing the minion wave, then I can kind of beat him too. Yeah, I'm just playing it safe. Like, I don't really need to look for any aggressive players. Like, I'm already ahead in farm, which is good. I'm trying to get back into the game by doing these, like, EQ trades. Do a really nice EQ, auto attack, empowered W, whip, auto trade. So even like with having a kill lead, like I'm coming back with these smart trades, and Renekton can kind of control the matchup if he combos like this. Like if you fast combo against Aatrox, he's not really able to do much. And that's kind of how you have to like play it. Like if you're comboing super slow, Aatrox is going to abuse you. Right now I'm looking bot lane. Managed to pick up some kills, fortunately. And he gets us back in the game. Right now I'm just kind of lasting because I want him to like walk into me so I can again do like an EQ trade. I'm just standing in the middle of the lane, waiting for him to queue. When he queues into me, I'll engage. I thought he was going to do it then, so I eat in. It's super important to like click in and out, so I am doing it a little bit here. Like I'm walking in and like right clicking back out. Like it's baiting these movements from Aatrox, and like I said in my last few videos, if you're like positioning like super well in these games, like you're gonna be doing it a lot, and you're like micro outplaying, and in these moments where you're like micro outplaying with how you're like mouse clicking away from their like abilities, it gives you a free window to engage. And in the Aatrox matchup, like you need them to waste Qs to like go in. The Q is his main source of damage. I should stay here. I don't know why I walked out. I think in this moment I kind of tunneled on the fact that the tower playing was like super low. So from that I ended up like walking out and missing a free playing, which is like 100 and... how much gold? 70 gold? 50 gold? I think. So I really make a blunder mistake there. It's always important to check the tower playings before you're backing, by the way, guys. How much gold do I have now? Like, imagine, if I had that gold, I could have backed here and then walked back to lane with like a phage. But instead, I think I have to settle for a Kindle gem. Which isn't terrible, but at the same time, I had an opportunity to get phage there. And I really made the mistake. So now look for the back. I walk away down here because a lot of Aatrox players will stop your back. Like, they will EQ in with their first Q and then, like, keep you in lane. And it's pretty horrible to be in this situation, so I'm trying to back as far as I can to get the recall. Yeah, if we just look at our gold too before we back. Phage is like 1,100 gold, and I didn't have enough. Which is really... it is a pretty big shame. So instead, I get the Kindle Gem, and I bought a Control Ward. Yeah, I bought Control Ward. Keep going back on accident. Oops. The Phage would give me as much health, and it would give me AD as well. So just make sure you're not missing these gold opportunities, because it is pretty huge to get a tower playing. Like, that much gold will buy you an item. And buying an item just gives you more ways to be at a... I can't speak. It allows you to be at an advantage and have more success in a game. Like, I'm farming pretty good at the moment, but I could get back in this lane if I had, like, the item advantage. Yeah, he gets phage, and we're not exactly even now. From that macro mistake. And if you're wondering what macro and micro means, because I am kind of using these, I am just throwing out these terms. Micro is basically the mechanical aspect of the game where you're prioritizing like your own like play from, yeah, like a mechanical aspect. So that comes down to like how you're playing your champion, like your animation cancels, like your fury management on Renekton, your dash usage. It's just like the mechanical aspects, basically. And it also like features like mouse clicks, like, you know, how you're playing out situations. Like it kind of involves all that. Macro, on the other hand, is more of the decision-making aspect of the game. So that involves the big picture, you could say. So the big picture is, what if I did this? Like, what will it do? Like, it kind of branches out into like a tree. So if you like picture a tree, like all the branches are like so let's start from the bottom. You could like ask yourself like a question like, is this worth yes or no? And then the roots like expand, or like the branches rather. And if you say no, why? What does no mean? Like, what does it do for you? Then like it branches out and like into these other reasons. So when you take that into account, like, you can kind of like develop a deep understanding for certain situations, and that's like what's super important for these reviews. And it's kind of like what I'm trying to establish too from every like part of my actions within a game. Like the consequences, the shrimps, like, you know, just all that. Like, while my back time was pretty good in the situation, I did miss a play. And it did cost me on the consequence of that. So right now, I have my TP. TP gives me a play opportunity. Enemy is on dragon. Kha'Zix is going in. That's the flash away. In this moment, I'm really late. I mean, I don't want to teleport here, but my team's like looking for a fight. And because they're looking for a fight, if I'm there, we can win and like build back an advantage. Because we're already down on dragons. They're already a little bit ahead. I mean, we're coming back with our Pike and Kha'Zix, but me being in the fight just means I can get something for myself and my team can. And I want to play for my team with this playstyle. Now, I thought I did pretty good here, like trying to get out of vision, but what I didn't think about was how the wave was. Because the wave was crashing into me, Aatrox knew I was trying to like look for a TP play, and this guy like really tried hard to stop me from getting that teleport off. So he eat into the bush thinking I could be here, but then he like saw I was there. Got his Q. Cancelled my TP. Like, I should have TP'd here. That had to be a 0.1 second. And because he did this, I ended up not getting to the fight. And in another situation, if I got my TP off, I'd come here, come into the fight, zone off the Vladimir, kill the Kog'Maw Nami, Viego would die, and we would win the fight super easy, I feel like. But we only go 1 for 1 in that fight alone, which is pretty underwhelming. I wasted my TP, and yeah, we kind of miss out on like 3 kills, possibly. So Aatrox was very annoying there, and I really just kept the lane in a really weird spot before I teleported. So before you back, try and take into account that champions will look to like stop you. And when they try and look to stop you, it can create these negative circumstances. So yeah. Let me go back. So again, here's an example of the combos you want to be doing into this lane. I build Fury, Q cancel in, auto for 50 Fury, Empower W, proc Conqueror, auto E off him, walk in to guarantee the E hit. You get another auto off actually. And then an E out. The annoying thing about Aatrox is that his sustain is super high. And I would normally recommend to get an Executioner's early or a Bramble Vest. But with how the game was going, I just kind of wanted to rush a Mythic. Because rushing Mythics in this meta is so strong. Like any game you can rush that Mythic, like you're super ahead. Like before, I was preaching Blair Rune King as a rush item. And if I was going to press the attack, maybe I would just rush Blair Rune King, but here I need to just go on my Godrekton so I can tank in teamfights if I'm able to make them. He pulls me back here. It was a little bit of annoying interaction. Like, you don't want to try and combo too long in his W because he'll end up just, like, pulling you back like this. Like. So because I greeded for the combo, he pulled me back, allowed him to get another Q hit, and he kind of just wins the fight off that. I placed a ward down here in case Viego comes in, if you guys are wondering. So in this moment, I have no idea where Viego is. He could easily come top lane. So I'll just plant the ward down to give me some insurance that I'm not getting dove. And if I do see him, I have time to run out. I'll go in again to get my Q heal. Kha'Zix is looking for a gank opportunity here. I have no dash, But Aatrox is being super greedy, and because he's being super greedy, it's able for us to just like cut his path off and then look for a kill. So I queue the minions here too, building 50 Fury as I'm walking into the Aatrox. Kha'Zix comes in. Before Aatrox can flash and react, I flash W, max range. This is max range I can get it at here, my W. I R for like my animation cancel to speed like my combo up. It could be a lot faster, but it's a little bit slow here. I auto attack. Kha'Zix goes in and gets a kill. Really well played by Kha'Zix, and I think the way I played it too was pretty well played too. But from that death, Aatrox loses a lot of minions, and I can push towards tower. But let's ask ourselves a question here. God, I'm really dehydrated today. Sorry if my commentary is a little bit off. I feel like it's a little bit off, like my voice. But it's because I just did a stream, and often when I do a stream, I'm pretty tired. Because I don't really eat right away. But yeah, no excuses. Just want to get the videos out and spread the education. But anyways, let's ask ourselves a question. Is this worth to do here? Let's look at the map. Kha'Zix is going down to mid, obviously to like either chunk out the Vladimir, get him back to base, do Herald. You know, bot lanes like fighting each other, Nami's there. But where's Viego? Now, aside from, you know, obviously answering the question of him being topside because of the camps being taken on Spectator Review, in the game, we wouldn't know that these are taken. So, we have to take into account that Viego could be top lane, and with him being one of the stronger members on their team, I certainly cannot fight him. He has Sundara, Tabby, he could have all his summoners up, his ult. And instead, I'm just pushing in. Like, I'm never taking this tower. Like, I'm never doing it with this playstyle because I don't have the damage to take it. And the tower's too healthy too. So, all these directions lead to us, like, horribly dying if we overstay. And as we have just explained, Viego comes out the blue with him being topside. I try and look for a disengage here. W, then double dash off him. Viego flash ults me. Kha'Zix trying to walk up and then I die. But to Viego's, you know, mistake, he takes my form and then ends up doing no damage. So, didn't really go in his favor here, taking me. Like, if he like played as himself there, I think he could potentially win it. Maybe not, actually. I think he's just dead to Kha'Zix there. But yeah, like, that's a huge in play there. And this is, like, another reason, like what not to do. And it's a really good learning experience, too, for people. Because a lot of the time, we can get greedy as players and, like, make these random-ass plays, like, where we're going in and not thinking it thoroughly within the moment. But yeah, right here, I should have backed. I should have looked at the map, like, you know, where Viego could be. Obviously, top side of how everyone's already showing on their team and playing. Because bots pushed in, Viego is not going to gank this lane. Mid's also pushed in. Like, all signs point towards Viego coming top. And I just didn't think it through. And I agreed on the fact that Aatrox died. So, I end up over pushing and dying. So yeah, right now, walk back to lane. Kha'Zix is fed enough to fight the Aatrox. Pushes him out for me. Really good. I now push the lane. Get my Godrekton too. Yeah, this time I'm trying not to make the same mistake, so I'm just getting out of there while I can. Just resetting, waiting in the bush. My team looks to fight towards mid. I don't know why I'm backing here. I didn't have to back. Like, we was fighting in mid. Like, Viego would probably come towards mid too. Like, yeah, he was. To be honest, I think if I did stay, I end up, like, trolling because this is, like, a perfect back opportunity if I am looking to back. And if I stayed and he kills the minions, I can't really look to back them because Aatrox has a better push than me. And he'll naturally be stronger because at this level, he's already strong. Like, if I'm not going Blair Rune King, I don't really 1v1 him. So I'm not really going to get to win this. But I also reset for the reason that dragon's soon spawning. So I put ejector timers on again. I always forget. Me pushing the lane and having a cloth armor, like, as I spawned, I come back for the Bramble Vest, which is super good into this team. They have so many auto-attackers, and me wanting to be a front line, it's only going to be, like, really beneficial for me to have that Bramble Vest. So back for that Bramble Vest, and I then run towards Dragon, because we really don't want to give up this Dragon. If we're giving it up, we're going to be at, like, a huge disadvantage for the game. And then we're playing, like, catch-up, and we have to really force fights to win. And when you're forcing fights, you don't really think things through, and in those moments, you're often going to be misplaying, doing things based on emotions, and that's when these team fights just go wrong and we can't really focus. So getting to this dragon is a really big mental objective. Like, that's how I see it. So on 2 dragons, you always want to head there. Like, if you're not heading towards a dragon, you're misplaying really hard. So I'm here just so I can back up my team and make sure to do things. But in this moment, Godrekton is doing like this really weird fight. I'm trying to back him up. I ult, I Q to get Fury, I E in. There'll be the Viego trying to buy time. Trying to tank these 3 guys while my carries are behind, killing the Aatrox. It was a little bit of a weird fight. Like, Godrekton should not die here. Yeah, I end up surviving. I'm still like 100 Fury. They're all low now from that fight. On the bright side, I'm looking to try and walk up here. They're all chunked out. They have to reset. We catch the Nami. Nami dies. We then begin to chase, which I wasn't really fond of. But I end up having to follow behind because my team's like looking to go hard in the paint. Pick up the kill on Viego. Aatrox is then low, he cannot really contest the dragon, and we go to dragon, take the objective, and then look for the bot wave, push that in, and reset. So yeah, push the wave, and we're good. But because I roamed to the dragon, like, it was able for us, like, just to win the fights there. And we also pick up 2 kills from that, so we're also back in the game from that macro objective alone. Macro is everything. Like, if you have the foresight of your teammate, let me rephrase that. If you have the foresight over your like enemies, like, you can do a lot with that. Like, you can outplay mentally just with how you think and how you can come back. So in this game, it really offered us like a huge like comeback just from that alone. So now I have my Bramble, I have my Phage, and I have more gold over the Aatrox. So 1,100 more gold than Aatrox from that play alone. Like, we've been behind the whole game near enough. I mean, we've been farming pretty good, but we was behind in lane. And we just came back from that alone. Like, the game is never over. I mean, sure, I have fed teammates now as well. And I'm playing to, like, you know, kind of go even. Yeah, like, I could easily force fights in the lane and Aatrox can, like, become some monster. But because I'm playing it very slow and I'm going even, it gives me a lot of control over my lane, and then I can like do things on the map because Bruiser offers a lot in this game for my team because of being a tank. Like, if I had an ego and I just like went full AD and like kept dying side lane, like, Aatrox would outscale me and do way more. Like, in this situation here, like, if he had more kills, he would kill my teammates and win the fight for them. So everything matters, guys. Everything really does matter in these moments. Really makes a huge difference. But to get back on with the game, I roam down towards mid because my team's fighting. I always want to make sure I'm there. So my team is like not entirely throwing, but it didn't really matter here. My team ends up throwing anyways. All I can do is just sit mid now and wait to push the wave. Just drinking some water there. Yeah, I don't know why my team was doing these fights. Like, it was really strange. Super strange. Now I'm going bot lane. At this point in the game, top lane is the TP want to go bot because it is away from the rest of the map. And having that TP can, you know, take you anywhere else So top laners always want to go bot here. I think I do go back top eventually, but I was kind of annoyed because, like, Seraphine wouldn't go top, and, like, my teams were sharing golden XP. Like, in reality, I want to ping one of my teammates to go top here because we're missing out on free resources. Like, why is my whole team here? There is nothing to do here at the moment. Like, all they're looking for is a play on the Kog'Maw, which is fair. But at the same time, like, we're just, like, sacking resources here by standing here. And look what ends up happening. Seraphine dies anyways. And the Pyke dies too. It really doesn't make sense in, like, this moment. And on the flip side of this, I'm pushing now. And I don't know why I'm hard pushing. Like, I don't see anyone on the map. I should have the foresight to, you know, back off from here and see what's going on. But I think because I saw Vladimir low, I kind of thought, okay, I'm going to tough it out. I can probably 1v2. Well, I didn't really think like that, but I thought that Vladimir was here by himself, so I could keep pushing and pressure while something's happening mid. But again, because of that, I end up getting caught. I have to blow my flash. He ults for me. I have to blow my ult. And I really like misplay, but at the same time, it became a bait. We pick off the Viego and kill him. But in these moments, if Kha'Zix wasn't fed and I was doing this, I would have blown all my resources for no reason. And it would have really cost me a lot more than it did here. Walk up here, kill the Vladimir, and look for reset. Really weird flash by Vladimir. Also, the consequence of this play they tried to do gave Aatrox a free tower and, like, all the farm he was able to pick up. Like, Seraphine should have went solo lane. Like, she had TP as well. Well, I think she did at the time. I'm not really going to check now, but if she had TP, it'd be even, like, more of a in her interest just to, like, go top lane. So it was a little bit idiotic from her. But to explain, before the fight, I buy my Sterix gauge. Again, Godrekton Sterix on Bruiser is a must-have. You always want to get this combination because in team fights, that is what you're playing for. You want to play for these stats you're getting from the items. You want to tank with Godrekton and the Sterix passive. Like, you want to have these just to be the like, you can be in the center of fights then, tank everything, and your team can, like, end up winning because the enemy's wasting all these cooldowns on you, which buys your team time and wastes the enemy time as well. So I back. Dragon's on the eve of spawning. So I'm running straight to Dragon. I'm flanking from this position. I'm watching the fight right now, see what's going on. Seraphine missed the ult in this fight, which was pretty bad. I'm walking behind now. Viego and Aatrox are focusing me because I'm flanking from this position. My team is currently fighting against the Vladimir. Because they focus on me from me flanking this angle, my team picks a kill on Vladimir. I can now ult. I try and buy time by tanking the Kog'Maw and Viego. I probably could have done a lot better here. I think I walked too far up and I didn't really expect the Kog'Maw to melt me. With that, you know, I'm trying to buy time, but I end up dying. My team picks up kills. The rest of them all die and we get another dragon. But again, your actions, like, can do a lot as a top laner. Like, a lot of people think I can't carry as a top laner. I am kind of carrying this game based on how I'm positioning. I mean, I don't want to say that I'm carrying. I think it's a bit of a big statement, but I am, like, I have an impact. Yeah, I can't speak. I am having an impact here. Like, I am able to do things. Like, I'm tanking. I'm being in the center of fights. Like, I'm doing a lot here with my positioning, and positioning is just broken, guys. Like, if you can read a situation, how you play it, how you want to flank, like, you can do a lot with it. And from that alone, I bring 2 people on me. I then bring Viego and Cog on me, and it just peels, like, the rest of my team, who's able to kill the Vladimir and, like, everyone else one by one. That is cool playing front to back. I mean, more so, a front to back is, like, I would be here, being in first, and, like, my team's behind me attacking. But yeah, I'm still going in front, like being the front line, tanking everything. And just like that, I play my role. We take the Baron. I TP in just so we can do it faster while the enemy team's like spawning and coming in. Like, I want to be here quickly. So I TP in. They're all flanking. A little bit of a scary moment, but we pick up the dragon with jungle advantage. A Q, get a big Q heal. Try and build my empowered E here. W. Empowered E on the Vladimir. How much armor did he have before that? Empowered E is also really good here. Like in these team fights where there's multiple people stacked, getting that empowered E off is pretty huge. Wait, my E actually didn't hit him here. What? Or did it? How did his armor go up though? Oh no, it didn't. He just died. Okay, never mind. But he had 45 armor there from that empowered E, so we're doing even more damage to him. And when it comes to a team fight, getting that empowered E off is shredding all that armor for you and your team. So with that being said, your team can melt them faster and, you know, you have more presence again in fights. Taking Crab here, just getting that vision. Buying that Form Mail. Form Mail is pretty huge at this moment in the game. Gives me a lot of armor. They're starting to spike too, the auto attackers. Like, Kog'Maw's frozen hot. Wait, what? I feel like this is pointless because you're not getting the health to support the armor. I think Randuin's would be better here, but I'm not sure. So my team ends up dying mid again. I don't know why they keep dying. It's a little bit infuriating for me at this point in the game, but I'm trying to keep mentally composed. And Lane hooked me so I can W on him. Here's a little trick you can do to Pyke players. If they hook you, you can like get the W off. And if your team's in range, they can like jump. Unfortunately, just gets out of range, sadly. And gets out. Had it be another champion, we probably just one-shot them there. So in this moment, me and Varus have the Baron. A little bit annoying, so only us can utilize it. I make another mistake here. I end up pushing up like an idiot. So I'm kind of baiting and reinforcing Varus to push up. Here I should be backing off because look, everybody's alive on that team. They could be hiding here, here, like they could just be running down here. Like we're going to get caught off here. So in this moment, I was a little bit sketchy about it. That's why I'm standing a little bit back and I'm kind of looking to drop a ward here. But again, I'm reinforcing him for him to play like this. He walks up, ends up getting caught out. I disengage, and he dies with Baron. And now I'm the only one with Baron. So again, your actions also have a consequence, and this is why you need that foresight to understand it. And in the moment, I was tunneling a lot. I was playing decent, but it wasn't like a perfect performance. Like I was really just misplaying a lot based on these little like interactions I was having. So Varus ends up dying, another member dies on our team, so we can't really force a fight. But with my team being maniacs, they're going in. I want to push mid lane with Baron. I'm spam pinging now. As I'm spam pinging, my team's reacting to the ping. We got mid now, we're just forcing them off the tower. Playing a little bit far back because things can easily go wrong here. Seraphine lands ult. I was looking to W the Viego, but he ults out. Yeah, not much really to add here. I kind of want to back in this moment. Kog'Maw's spawning. Like, there's nothing to do here. So right now, they're all coming in. There's 1 ping, 2 ping, 3 ping, 4 ping, 5 ping, 6 ping. Because I'm starting the pings, Varus is also doing it, which was really good by him. And I write leave in chat. Like I say leave, my team follows, and just like that, we get out, nobody dies, Kog'Maw gets back on the map, and we're not in any dangerous situation. So being able to have that voice there really like made my team hear me, and it gave me control over that situation. A lot of top laners don't communicate enough, or at least I don't. Like, that's just me. But because I'm starting to learn from that with all these VOD reviews and me becoming a better player, I am communicating more to my team. So right now I'm telling them to leave. They back off. We don't lose, you know, we don't lose anyone on the map. Everyone's synced up on spawn. Well, not spawn, I mean, in base. Everyone buys their items. Nobody gets caught out, and we're pretty good. So I back. Get my full mount completed by a control ward. It is always important to take control wards, just so you guys know. Another fight mid lane. I have to start walking up. If I'm not moving here, my team's just going to keep throwing. So I have to make sure I'm always positioning to them. I don't have TP either, so I can't really force to stay. So I travel up now. Vladimir's coming. I know Kha'Zix is bugged, by the way, if you guys are wondering. I know he's bugged. Haha, get it, because there's also a bug, and, you know, there's a bug where he's floating. Haha. But yeah, anyways. So me flanking here, not over, like, pushing, gives me that jump on Vladimir. Again, being at the right place at the right time is providing me a lot in this game, specifically. And that's something I'm really doing well. So being in this moment, Vladimir has to flash now. And because I'm walking here too, his teammates can't really accompany him to, like, walk from this way. They could do that if I didn't show here, but you have to back away because I am a threat. And they have to acknowledge that Kha'Zix is strong and I back up. I'll back him up and, like, provide a lot for him. So yeah, I kind of just save him there from potentially dying, and also Vladimir has to blow flash, stopping him from getting those like flash R plays within team fights. Right now I'm looking for engage. Nice Seraphine ult there. Kind of playing it front to back. My team's focusing their front line. I'm tanking with that front line. It would be nice to have a stopwatch there. But, yeah, I just get melted by Kog'Maw. It's a problem with Kog'Maw. I really hate playing against him. Excuse me if you heard me buff. Yeah, from that fight alone, and with how we played it, we get the next dragon, we take Inhib, and Baron is soon spawning on the map. So right now, I'm starting to get that magic resist because their team hits hella hard. Like, they have a lot of magic damage dealers too, with Vladimir and Kog'Maw and Nami. Like, these three, like, do a lot of magic damage. So, I do want to get, like... I mean, what would my item be here? I think it'd be Spirit Visage, if anything. Spirit Visage or Abyssal Mask plays pretty fine in this game. I think I'm more inclined to go Spirit Visage here, though, because I'm playing more of a Bruiser. And Abyssal Mask is more for, like, full AD, I think. At least I think that. Like, if you go and press the attack... and like they have a lot of AP champs, you can build like Abyssal Mask third or like fourth item and then like do a ton of damage because all the percentage damage you know, applies together. So your percentage damage from press the attack, Blair Rune King, Abyssal Mask, Last Stand Rune, like all this together is like applying insane damage, which no one can really take. So right now, I'll push the mid wave just so I can get some gold. Baron is spawning. They're looking to fight, so I'm coming in, trying to be at the right place at the right time. I W the Viego, trying to just like peel them off. I'm tanking 3 people now. My team's playing front to back. And like that, we just win the fight. Because I'm just being a tank and playing my role. If you play your role, you can do a lot of things. Be over the wall, take the plant, so nobody can jump over. Let's get that Baron done real quick, and now we get it. So what's next? We just want to like push bot lane now. So I ping bot lane a few times. As you see, in a turret. Moving towards there. We make a pick. Really nice Seraphine ult. Stood in the Aatrox. I'm just peeling for my team here. Like, if you just go back a little bit more. Like, I'm playing this pretty, like, mechanically perfect. You know, like, with how I should be playing it. Get my Fury on the minion for Empower W. Also W. Buy more time. My Kha'Zix can back away because he's stunned in place. Hitting the Vladimir now. Trying to bodyguard my backline. And like that, we start killing them all. I flash W Kog'Maw so he can't react. And we get that Pike ult and Kha'Zix jump. And from that alone, we now just push mid. And we get the W. We win another game. Wasn't a perfect game. It was pretty refreshing. Like, we had a pretty off game, I would say. At least for me, it was an off game. And, I ended up learning a lot from this. And there was a lot of mistakes I made, while I also played pretty good for the game itself. Like, it also goes to show that as long as you're playing even, and you know your role, and you know how not to keep bleeding resources, you can still do a lot as Renekton. Like, I was behind this game, but with my decision-making and the way I played, I did come back. I still made some mistakes later on in the game, but it is things that I can work on and better myself to be becoming a better player. And the more I'm learning recently, the more I'm climbing too. Like, I am currently at Masters 114 LP. I've never ever hit this high ever. And I've only been in the Masters like a week now as well. And I'm making this progress. Like, we're getting closer and closer to Grandmaster. It's really crazy to think, like, as a player like me, like, I've been a Diamond player most of my league, I don't want to say career, but like my league gameplay, and I'm finally starting to mature now and understand how to play the game, and I'm really putting in that work too to learn. Because I've spent so much time, like, playing the game, like, spamming games and all stuff like that, only to be stuck in Diamond, like, for thousands of games. Like, I've started to realize the importance of VOD reviewing, having a different mindset on the game, of, you know, playing a few games a day, learning from them. Like, it's really bettering myself, and I kind of challenge all you guys out there to do the same. Try to learn, like, forget about numbers. Like, numbers don't mean anything. You can have a good KDA, but that game could be terrible. And an example of that is, if you watch my stream today, I played a game where I went 7-0-3 against a Jace. And in that game, I only had like 10,000 damage too. Sure, I could say numbers didn't matter, and if how the game was presented, I was one-shotting people a lot, to where I'm not going to stack that damage. But at the same time, I didn't do great on my macro that game, and even my micro wasn't that clean, so I ended up like misplaying a lot of situations, and it is a game where I could better myself and learn from. But my team stomped as well. Like, I got carried that game, kinda. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say I got carried because my bot lane kind of trolled. But the point is, I can learn from that game and I can still do so much more. There is still a lot of potential in me to, like, climb and better myself as a player. And you only realize that by VOD reviewing, or just having, like, a critical analysis of each game. Like, just self-reflect. Self-reflect anything you do. Like, I've learned that in my daily life because of my own, like, personal stuff. I've had to reflect a lot, and it has made me become a more positive and bright person as well. Like, I'm able to think more collectively. I mean, I still tilt every now and then, but I don't tilt hard, and I don't feel ashamed either, because everybody tilts, everybody can play bad. It's just how you handle it. That's the main, like, that's the main takeaway that you have to present yourself with. So yeah, I challenge all you guys to try and do the same thing, because for me it is working flawlessly at the moment. I'm having so much fun playing League 2, just learning. I really enjoy it. And I wouldn't also enjoy it without you guys supporting me. Like, I've been able to stream, just been streaming my games, and you guys have been doing amazing for me. Like, just by supporting me, tuning in, like, you know, giving me feedback as well. It means a lot. So yeah, I really thank you guys for sticking around and watching these VODs too. And there's only going to be better things coming to my channel. And for me myself, like, maybe we can hit Grandmaster this season. Like, it would be insane if I could. And if we can hit Challenger, then we'll try and hit Challenger. But that's a big feat to ask. And right now, I'm taking it like 100 LP at a time. So we just hit 100 LP, that was my goal. And now we're moving on to 200 LP. So yeah. That is all that needs to be said. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you guys want to see more of me, make sure to check out my stream, Godrekton_. If you want to be involved within my community, join my Discord, which is in the description below. And also join the Renekton community, just so you can stay in touch with the Renekton community as well. There's a lot of great people there. It's very active, really friendly atmosphere. Everyone can have a good time there. I also, what else should I say? I'm really bad when it comes to plugging myself. But yeah, like, make sure to like the video, make sure to comment, for the algorithm gets my video out there a lot more just by having the comments. If you have any, you know, if you want to critique anything, you got any advice, got any questions, leave in the comments section below, and I can try and answer to the best of my capabilities. And yeah, make sure to subscribe too for more Renekton content. So with all that being said, that mouthful, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, and have a good one.